Good afternoon, students. Today we are discussing about the embryology models in general embryology. See, in this we will discuss the first is the ovum model, next is sperm model, fertilization model, implantation model, and cell division like a cleavage model. Next is the inner cell mass, outer cell mass, embryoblast, trophoblast. Next to formation of the germ cells, germ layers, ectoderm, endoderm, primary axon, secondary axon, amniotic cavity. Next, what is gastrulation? Next model is the primitive stick model. Next is the somites model, notochord model, head fold, tail fold. Next, the formation of the placenta. And also we'll discuss the limb buds, forelimbs and hind limbs development. Next is the mammary gland. So we'll discuss first is the ovum. See here, simultaneously in single slide, I kept to one side, left side, the model is there. Same equivalent diagrams kept here on the right side, selected from the IBC textbook, embryology. So go through the textbook. What is the model? First see, first to identify the model. Then after, you can read the textbook. What is the theory part? Without knowing the model, we can't to discuss. So first is the ovum. See here the model having coronary. See in this ovum model left side, one is the corona radiata is there, outer side, stromal cells. Zona pellucida is there. Next cell, nucleus, perivitelline space. Okay. So the simultaneous is this model is equivalent right side. See how oocyte develops. Oocyte that having the cell membrane, nucleus is there, and this oocyte is covered with the follicular cells, flattened follicular cells covered and protects. Outside, we can also find in the stromal cells remaining. So further step, this oocyte outside, we can identify the cell membrane. Zona pellucida is forms. After that, we can identify the stromal cells, that follicular cells, become a columnar and basement membrane forms. And outside also we can identify the remaining stromal cells. So this is given in textbook. Zona pellucida, how it is forms. So in some specialized cells, these from the stromal, one side is the stromal cells, which is the columnar there, and inside is the cell membrane, and also oocyte some secretes the hormones like this zona pellucida and the thick and transparent layer forms. So this is the second step. Next is the here after formation of this zona pellucida and nucleus, cytoplasm, cell membrane. Outside the stromal cells, these follicular cells form a membrana granulosa. Membrana granulosa. This is the membrana granulosa. These cells forms. Further, this membrana granulosa outside, we can identify follicular cavity is there. This cavity filled with the some amount of the fluids. Then automatically the fluids that push the this ovum oocyte towards the eccentrically one side of this oocyte, that is the follicular cells. So here the cavity formation is there, that is called the follicular cavity. Then here, what are the granulosa membrana granulosa cells? Here towards the eccentric, that is called the discus proligenis and the zona pellucida oocyte is there. Here cumulus oophalicus. So these stromal cells outside of this granulosa, the stromal cells, some of the forming the cellular layer, some outside of the cellular layer, we can identify the fibrous layer is there, which is the cellular layer that forms the theca interna. Theca interna. This is produce the estrogen hormone. This produce the estrogen hormone. Then after theca externa is there. So they may expect here, which is the hormone secreted by the theca interna, that may expect the viva question. After formation of this, then ready to ovulation. ovulation. From shed out from here, then the cell is come outside. How it is spelled outside? Granulosa cells in wall of the follicular shell. This oocyte is come outside. Then that the we can identify 14 days of the after menstrual cycle. The ovum is released to ovulation. Then after this follicular cell collapsed and become a folded. Some of the cells here, see, some of the cells, follicular cells become a luteinized. Small cells in the follicular cells soon ruptured, and here the big cells formation is the lutein. That is called the corpus luteum. This cell's corpus means luteum means this is a yellow color pigmentation is present inside this cell size also increasing. Corpus luteum. This produce the progesterone hormone. Then after, if it is not fertilized, then automatically this luteum become a corpus albicans. Corpus albicans then ruptured, and 28 days of this menstrual cycle, after menstrual cycle, this endometrium of the uterus and this corpus albicans, that is pieces and liquid some amount and come outside through the vagina as like a menstrual cycle. That is the ovum for oocyte ovulation and how it is forms. What is the corpus luteum? What is the corpus albicans? So from this, we are expecting the viva questions. One is the what is the size of the ovum, where it is produced. Next is what is the zona pellucida, how it is forms, what are the functions. Next is the we can identify in theory they can expect this difference between that is a oogenesis. That is a short notes we are expecting in theory oogenesis. At that time you can write all this and draw those diagrams, and also left side we can also draw this diagram like a oogonium 44 plus x plus x, that is a oogonium, then enlarges, then after become primary oocyte formation is there. At that time also we can identify 44 plus x here in the textbook given wrong, x plus y, just to correct it, x plus x primary oocyte. At this time this first meiotic division starts, then the cell become divides like a 24 22 plus x. Secondary oocyte forms. It is a large size when compared to other cell. First polar body is forms, that is 22 plus x. Then when it is become this, we can it is enter into the perivitelline space. Half of this then secondary oocytes goes to the second meiotic division. Then automatically this become another ovum, that is the oogonium become a formation 22 plus x ovum forms, and some small size secondary polar body we can identify. So when we are identifying the perivitelline space second polar body also, then that ovum is fertilized. If it is not finding, that ovum is not fertilized, that you remember this. Sometimes we can expect the what is the difference between like a sperm and worm. So later we discuss this. Next is the model sperm. Second model is the sperm. Here they may expect the first to identify the model, that is the sperm. What are the parts? Like a head is there, head is covered with the acrosomal cap, neck is there, then middle piece, next principal piece, that is a tail is, these are the parts. Then after you may expect the what is the size of the sperm, that is a 60 micro nanometers, 60 micro nanometers. Next is how it is forms the head, how it is formed the neck, how it is formed the middle piece. They may expect the viva questions like head is formed, that is the nucleus of the, that is spermatid. You should know that spermatid how it is develops. So nucleus forms the head of the sperm, and Golgi apparatus forms the, that is from the acrosomal cap, and centriole forms the neck region, and middle piece is formed by the, that is the mitochondrial, that spiral shape. Axial filaments form the tail. This is the formation of the sperm. So remember these parts of the sperm at least. Next, this is also diagram is given. Theoretically, not expecting this. Theoretically, you can draw this diagram also. Spermatogenesis. What is the difference between the spermatogenesis and that spermiogenesis? Spermatogenesis, see here, okay. Spermatogenesis. Here we can identify the single spermatogonium type A. First, it is having the 44 plus X plus Y. This become a spermatogonium B. Then also we can identify 44 plus XY. Then when it is a primary spermatocyte forms, that time also we can identify 44 plus X plus Y. When it is first meiotic division starts, then become it is divided into two equal parts. But see, remember here, worm having not equal parts. Nuclear. There is a large cell and small cell is the polar body. Here, two cells are equivalent size cells forms. That is the 22 plus X, 22 plus Y. These cells again, secondary spermatocytes forms second meiotic division. Then we can identify 22 plus X, 22 plus X, 22 plus Y, 22 plus Y. Here four spermatids are forms. Whereas in the oogenesis are there, worm having a single worm forms. But here the four worms are forms in say spermatogonium to spermatid, spermatozoa. This formation is known as the spermatogenesis. What is spermiogenesis? Spermiogenesis means from this spermatid goes to formation of the matured sperm. That is the spermiogenesis. Spermatogenesis. They may expect the questions why. What are the parts of the sperm? What is the how it is formed the head? How it is formed the acrosomal cap? See here. Next, next is the what is the acrosomal reaction? Expected viva question. What is capacitation? What is capacitation? What is acrosomal reaction? What is the how many spermatozoa developed from the single spermatogonium? Next is the here we can identify the what is capacitation. See, in the capacitation is nothing but a when this spermatozoa it is developed testis, these are developed from the testis seminiferous tubules. Then it goes to the epidermis, it stores, it is motile, it takes the time. Then it goes to the seminiferous. When it is ejaculation, the sperms from enter into the vagina and the genital tract of the female. Then the mixed with the secretions from the female genital tract, then the sperm is fully matured. That fully matured sperms is known as a capacitation. Okay, what is acrosomal reaction? See here the acrosomal reaction when it is penetrate of the zona of the corona radiata, zona pellucida, then it is enter that is acrosomal cap for this zona, that is a acrosomal reaction, that it is release some amount of the liquids like hormones. Then the zona pellucida also release some amount of hormones. Then automatically that make a drilling and enter inside of this. That is called the acrosomal reaction. See here, next is the after reaction of this fertilization. See where it takes the fertilization. First of all, you should know the what are the parts of the uterus. See here the model left side, uterus. See first having the fundus is there, body of the uterus, and cervix is there. Fallopian tube having the one is the intramural part, isthmus, ampulla, and the fimbriated part. Next is the here the sideway ovary also there. A ovary, it release the ovum. And that is at the time of the menses, the 14 days middle of this, the ovulation takes place. Then automatically it carries the fimbriated end. Then ovum is travels towards the ampullar region. At this time, this couples that then the sperm is enter inside of this uterus, that also traveling towards the isthmus part, then goes to the ampullar region. When this sperm is going to reach to this ampullar region, at the same time the this worm also reach to this ampullar region. Then it takes the thousands of the sperms are enter reach to attack to the corona radiata and this. So only one sperm is drill to this corona radiata, zona pellucida, then it is goes enter into this the worm, then it is fertilized. Normal site of the fertilization at ampulla of the fallopian tube. That is called the fertilization takes place at the ampullary. Then it is start the cell division like a second, first, second, fourth, six, 8, 16 cells like this. Day by day it is going to, so that is called the implantation. Then it starts to goes to formation of the placenta. So that is the normal site of the this implantation. Sometimes it may goes to reach to the cervix region. Placenta previa it is called placenta previa. See how it is going to reach the sperm. The first, see stage one, sperm it is going to reach to the cells of the coronary radiata. Then acrosomal reaction takes place. Then when it is going to this acrosomal cap, reach to the zona pellucida, that cell membrane of the sperm going to attach to this zona pellucida. Then the head and the middle piece and tail it is open, the cell membrane. The second step it is going to reach to the cytoplasm of the oocyte. Then only enter the head and tail, middle piece. Then automatically in the third stage, only the nucleus of the body, that is the head of the nucleus of the sperm, it is enter into the oocyte. That is a oocyte. So that is stage, it is the penetration of the acrosome, the sperm enter into the womb. Then it is called the fertilization. The spermatozoon, it is enter into the womb. Then it is called the that is the fertilization takes place where ampullar region. Next, then automatically the tail, middle piece, negatives come outside. Then automatically the zona pellucida going to reach to again connected, and the cell membrane is covered the that is a womb. Then in the cytoplasm of the womb, we can identify the two pronucleus, one nucleus pronucleus from the mother, pronucleus from the father. Here these two cells are fused together like a single cell. Then single cell, there the two cells are there, pronucleus from mother, pronucleus from father. Then these two fuse together, and then the exchange that is chromosomes exchanging takes place from pronucleus from the mother 23 XX from father 23 XY. Only half of these would enter. If it is from father side 23 X, if it is enter 20 automatically in female having the 23 X only. So if it is enter 23 X, 22 X, then it is called then it is 22 X from mother pronucleus, 22 X from father. Then it is fused together to form a 46 X plus Y. If it is XX is there, that is female. If XY is there, that is a male. See here the models, how the cleavage model, single cell. So there is no single cell. Actually, pronucleus and these two cells are there, large cell and small size cell. First is a large cell divides, then automatically two cells become a three cells. Then the small size cell divides and four cell formation. These are six cells, eight cells stage. Then after here, see here large cell. See here the two cells, pronucleus from mother, pronucleus from mother. This one of the large cell divides like a two cells. Then further step, this cell divides in the two. So here the four cell stage, four cell again divided eight cell become a 16 cell stage is there. The 16 cell stage is known as the morula. See here, this is a 16 cell stage that is called the morula. Then again 16, 32, 32, 72 like this the cleavage takes place. Now, when you take the section of this blastocyst, then we can identify the cell like a, let's see, half section of this. Then we can identify the inner cell mass and outer cell mass is there. This inner cell mass, the outer cell mass. Then there is a blastocyst or the blastocele formation. See in the diagrammatically, IBC textbook. See outer cell mass, this is the inner cell mass. Then again enlarge this outer cell mass, then inner cell mass going to reach to one end of this trophoblast going to reach to there. This is the here cavity filled with the accumulation of the fluid here. Then after find the inner cell mass, this is outer cell mass is known as the formation of the trophoblast. This inner cell mass from the embryoblast and the trophoblast. This cavity is known as the cavity of the blastocyst. See this is the model, inner cell mass, outer cell mass. This is called the Trophoblast is there. This is further again. This is known as the cleavage of this fertilized ovum. Two cells, three cells, 4, 8, 16 cell known as the morula. See, remember from this, morula is very, very important. They may expect the viva in the examination. Next, after this, see how it is differentiated this inner cell mass and outer cell mass. See, this inner cell mass and outer cell mass. This inner cell mass only the that's why it's called inner cell mass, also called the embryoblast. This inner cell mass only the formation of this ectoderm, endoderm, then also forms the third is the mesoderm. So this stage is known as three germ layer formation is there. So inner cell mass cells, where is the cavity? Towards the cavity embryocyst, that is a blastocyst. The cells are modified, become a flattened, whereas the remaining cells towards this, that cells become a columnar cells. This columnar cells formation is the ectoderm. This flattened cells form the endoderm. Further step here, this is ectoderm, this is endoderm. So this trophoblast cells, some of the cells are modified to formation of the amniogenic cells, going to reach to this ectoderm. This is the then automatically the cavity formation is there. That is called the amniogenic cavity. Amniogenetic cavity. Here we can identify the blastocyst. These cells are the ectoderm, special the trophoblast cells specialized to going to reach to formation of this inside, that is known as the wow. See here, here we can identify this the cells becoming specialized to form the endoderm cells. That is called the primary axa. Primary axa, this is the amniotic cavity. So at this stage, amniotic cavity forms and primary axa forms. So further this primary axa and amniotic cavity, this cell they become a block. This ectoderm and endoderm formation of the amniotic cavity and axa. Next is the formation of the extra embryonic mesoderm. See here the extra embryonic. See here the this is the extra primary axa. Outside we can identify the extra embryonic mesoderm. Then further it grows more and more. The size of this primary axa become a decreasing and formation of the secondary axa. This extra embryonic mesoderm, inside we can identify the coelom formation. That is the extra embryonic coelomic cavity. Coelom formation is there, but it is not continuation. Where is the amniotic cavity is there? Above, we can identify extra embryonic mesoderm is not splits, but here it is splitting like a two layers. This is called as splanchnopluric. This is called as somatopluric extra embryonic mesoderm. So now here in this stage, we can identify the somatopluric is there, extraembryonic mesoderm, splanchnopluric extraembryonic mesoderm. This is for the amnion chorion is important, the coverings of the this is the fetus embryo. See, the chorion is formed by these trophoblast cells and the parietal cells of the extraembryonic. That is the somatopluric extraembryonic mesoderm. This is known as the chorion, whereas the amnion is ectoderm cells and the amniotic cavity cells, and also we can identify this is the somatopluric. This forms the amnion. So amnion and chorion is very short notes. Expect the what is the amnion, what is the chorion. They may ask the how from this how the ectoderm forms and what are the derivatives from the ectoderm, and how the endoderm is forms, what are the derivatives of the endoderm. So now at this level, we are identified only two layers, ectoderm and endoderm. See this model. Here we can identify this is the amniotic cavity. This is the ectoderm cells. This is the this is known as the endoderm cells layer. This is the that is the primary axa. But here we can identify the amniotic cavity is there enlarged. Where the primary axa become a secondary axa is there. This extra embryonic coelom is formation is there. Further, it will form a this amniotic cavity, ectoderm. Here we can identify the endoderm, secondary axa. Here we can identify extra embryonic mesoderm and extraembryonic coelom divided into, this is a splanchnopleuric layer of the extraembryonic, this is a somatopluric layer of the extraembryonic layer. So at this level, we can identify ectoderm, endoderm, primary axon, secondary axon. This extraembryonic mesoderm divided into somatopluric and the splanchnopleuric is there. So now at this level, it is a vertical section. If you are taking from above downwards, we can identify like this. This is the ectoderm. This is the endoderm. At this level, after formation of the secondary axon, extraembryonic mesoderm and coelo-amniotic cavity, here this ectoderm, endoderm, some of the cells. See, this is a columnar. This is a cuboidal cell. The at this level section, see this in the textbook is given. So these endoderm cell layers, one end of this, the cells become a proliferate and to formation of the columnar cells. That is called the procaudal plate. This procaudal plate, here this is called the head region. So other side, ectoderm, opposite side, we can identify this columnar cell is known as a tail end. This is the procaudal plate where it is formed. This is the head fold. This is the head end. This is the tail end. This is the tail end. This is the head end that is from the procaudal plate. Observe here, this tail end, here this ectoderm cells and proliferate. See here, ectoderm layers, one end, tail end region, proliferate and specialized cells formation is there. Then automatically this ectoderm cells enlarged and become a, and pushing these ectoderm layers towards the amniotic cavity. This is the amniotic cavity here. We can identify this enlarged cells, this proliferating cells from the ectoderm to formation of the, that is a proliferating ectoderm cells, that is formation of the primitive streak. From this primitive streak, the cells are proliferation. See here, the cells here in the center and going towards this in the amniotic cavity. From this primitive streak, how it is from the primitive streak? Some specialized cell in the tail end of the ectoderm, tail end of the embryo, the ectoderm cells are proliferate to formation of the specialized cells. The cells are enlarged and pushed to the amniotic cavity. Then it form the primitive streak. These cells are going to make some other specialized cells and pushing towards this and either side of between the ectoderm and endoderm. This green color they are showing, that is called the mesoderm, third layer. See, from the ectoderm only primitive streak formation. From the primitive streak, some cells specialized and pushing towards the between the ectoderm and endoderm formation of the third layer, that is the mesoderm. So at this level, we are identifying ectoderm is there, mesoderm is there, endoderm. Here the three germ layers or formation is there. This formation is known as the three layers gastrulation. This is also important short notes. So we are expecting this gastrulation is a short notes and also otherwise primitive streak development. How the primitive streak development? So you should know the this is developed from the ectoderm. In the tail end, that the ectoderm cells are specialized and make and gives the cells pushing to either side and make the third layer, that is a mesoderm. That is called the mesoderm, that is known as the gastrulation. See here, these cells also pushing towards this and between the ectoderm and endoderm, but except here, see, they are going pushing towards on either side of the extra embryonic, except the procaudal plate. Here, the cloacal membrane in the center, intraembryonic mesoderm, connective stop. Remaining all regions, we are identifying this mesoderm enter. This is called the primitive streak. Where it is present, primitive streak. From the primitive streak develops the notochord. Notochord is present between the procaudal plate and the primitive streak. This is the third layer formation that is known as the gastrulation. Remember this. What is gastrulation? Also important. Next to primitive streak and the fertilization. Next is the oogenesis, spermatogenesis. These are expecting short notes. Next is the somites. Next is the somites model. So this we'll discuss tomorrow. Tomorrow this model somites. Next is the head fold, tail fold. Next is the, we can identify placenta formation and limb buds formation. Next is the mammary gland. Mammary gland line we'll discuss tomorrow, not tomorrow, Wednesday, 10 to 11 embryology class, in the embryology class. Remember what we are discussing now. What is a sperm model? First you identified ovum model. In the sperm we are expecting what is capacitation, what is the acrosomal reaction, what is the length of the sperm, what are the parts, what is the, how many spermatids are developed from the single spermatogonium. Next, the ovum, how it is forms, what is importance to this. So here the, and also explain zona pellucida. Zona pellucida important, what are the functions, how it is developed. So the zona pellucida functions are here. I can show that. See here, sometimes zona pellucida expect the short notes. Zona pellucida, it is a transparent zone. It is specialized extracellular matrix surrounding the developing oocyte. It is formed by secretions from the oocyte and follicular granular cells. What are the functions of the zona pellucida? One is the oocyte development. Next is the protection during the growth and transport. Next is the fertilization, spermatozoa binding, preventing the polyspermy. Next is the blastocyst development, preventing the premature implantation. Remember, this is very, very important. Zona pellucida is present after fertilization also. It is going to up to the formation of the placenta. When it is going to implanted, started to formation of the placenta up to this, zona pellucida is there automatically. Then after it is disappears. So it is preventing the premature implanted. Sometimes it may stick on trophoblast. This may stick on in the fallopian tube, tubal pregnancy sometimes. So that is, those are the functions are there. Next, zona pellucida. After that, fertilization, where it is fertilization takes place. Next is the cleavage. What is the morula? Morula is very, very important. Viva question. Which cell stage? 16 cell stage known as the morula. Inner cell mass, outer cell mass. Inner cell mass also called the embryoblast. Outer cell mass is trophoblast. Trophoblast only for the formation of the placenta. Embryoblast for the formation of the ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. They may expect the another one is the, how it is formed the primary axis, secondary axis, amniotic cavities. Next is the gastrulation. What is gastrulation? Next is the primitive streak. How it is developed. So what is the importance to know this primitive streak? So this we are discussing up to the primitive streak. First, you keep the embryology textbook in front of this class. Go through. First, you see the model, then go through the textbook. Then only easy to understand. Mark that on the IPSing in the IPSing textbook, particular diagram. Should practice that. In the Viva, just to see the model, you identify that model, then immediately they may expect the questions. Sometimes some teachers asking the question, sometimes they tell about that. Oh, you can tell the theory part. Each and everything is not showing in the model. So you should know the theory part. So up to this today's class, in next Wednesday class, the remaining models I can show in the next class. Thank you. हाँ, अरे